a child no bigger than a finger, was the son of a giant king, but he was born deaf, dumb and weak. Even the commoners dared to laugh at him as a fool, because this is the third time he's been robbed out of his pants. Everyone despised him, but he was determined to be the greatest king of all. One day, Prince Boogie ran out of town to play. Suddenly he found a big-eyed monster stealing money. Porgy was shocked. Just as he was about to run away, the big-eyed monster caught up with him. He asked Porgy who he was, but Porgy couldn't hear a word he was saying. The big-eyed monster realized that Porgy was deaf and dumb, but the strange thing is, these two different species can communicate without any problems. The big-eyed monster threatened Porgy with a knife. He's got to pay up. If he didn't, he'd take off his clothes. Porgy stripped off his clothes without a second thought. All that was left was his pants. The big-eyed monster asked Boogie to wear some valuable clothes tomorrow. Boogie nodded his head vigorously and ran back to the house. When the commoners on the street saw the prince's new clothes, they laughed at him, but Porgy was all smiles. The big-eyed monster was the only one who could communicate with him properly. He longed for a friend, so he dressed up every day and brought his clothes to Carcassonne, and Kirk took an interest in this silly boy. This time, just after Boogie left, he followed him secretly. He wanted to see who Boogie really was. People on the street laughed at Boogie for running around naked again. Even the kids were teasing him. It made Kirk feel guilty. Porgy returned to the palace. It was only then that Kirk realized that the silly boy was a prince. Porgy met his stepmother, the princess. He saw Boogie naked every day. He told him he was a disgrace to the royal family. The queen consort said that Porgy was not worthy of the throne and left. Porgy's master, the swordsman, told Porgy in sign language, "Go and dress. The king wants to see him." Kirk followed him to his room. He saw Porgy crying alone, but he wiped away his tears and ran to his father's chambers with a forced smile. Kirk finally realized Boogie wasn't stupid at all. He was just suffering from the ridicule of others. In fact, he was in great pain inside. Porgy pushed the door open as hard as he could. The tall and powerful father looked at Boogie with love. He loved the son who was not yet as big as his fingers. When the king defeated the beasts on his own, he saved his people from a desperate situation. He built the kingdom of Bourse, but now he is very sick. He's not long for this world. He desperately wants Porgy to grow up fast, so that he could succeed the throne. He asked the strongest swordsman in the country to be Porgy's master, but Boogie is weak. Looking at his clumsy sword-swinging posture, Kensei's mind broke down. When Kensei had finished venting his anger, the arrogant second prince said he wanted to spar with his brother. The sword saint realized that the second prince had great talent. This is the kind of student he wants to take in. Boogie saw that his master's eyes were all about his brother. He didn't like it. He took his stick and challenged his brother to a fight. The fight between the fool and the genius drew a crowd of guards. They all wondered how the second prince would beat Boogie. Even the kidnappers were alerted. The duel began. The second prince swung a heavy blow. Porgy dodges it with ease. The onlookers are stunned. The second prince tried his best to attack, but he couldn't touch Porgy at all. Although Porgy is deaf and mute, but his other senses are very sensitive. He's able to dodge 100% of the attacks. He dodged the attack. The baton landed lightly on the second prince's head. It's not very damaging. It's very insulting. The second prince is enraged and launched a more violent attack, but it didn't hurt Boogie. Instead, he took several blows. From the sidelines, Kirk couldn't help but be happy for Boogie. He finally proved that he's not a loser. But the guards felt that Boogie's swordplay was obscene. He had no kingly bearing at all. Porgy had endured a lot of discrimination since he was a boy. He's always taken it on the chin. But this time, even his master took his brother's side. He was severely beaten.